is Hydrate. I want to talk about this this article I just found on CoinBureau. Really, all things around the blockchain world: NFTs, money, digital currencies, technology, what's being built, what's not. Basically, they're at the forefront of everything, and they're pretty reputable. They're pretty good. They're pretty well known. So we could take what they say as pretty good evidence that whatever's in this is the most up to date and probably the most important information when it comes to this video game. Like the very first thing, let's go back here. The latest article: Bigtime Studios, the best AAA blockchain game? Question mark. So this is really good. This is really catchy, and it's the way that these things need to go, because we need to have more attention. We need to have more people looking into them. And then from here, we just we're just going to talk about what is it, what's in this thing. The look of it looks good. So I skimmed through this earlier, but basically they're going to be talking about everything. And let's go over and give my opinion about what's happening, everything that's happened so far, and where we're going, what's happening, future thoughts. Blockchain-based gaming is perhaps one of the most exciting and upcoming ventures in the digital asset ecosystem. A highly sought-after, increasingly fascinating vertical. Since 2018, players have reportedly spent more than $100 billion in virtual in-game assets, such as unique character skins, items, exclusive, unlockable content. Thus, sooner or later, it was perhaps only natural to witness the development of a symbiotic relationship and ultimate convergence between majorly lucrative traditional gaming industry, disruptive leading-edge infrastructure provided by blockchain. So basically what this is saying is the skins that you're buying now in Fortnite, Apex Legends, League of Legends, in any video game, if there's a skin, you're earning it or you're buying it, that money goes to the developers. What this is doing is it's allowing you to get those items. Maybe you're buying them, maybe you're finding them, but you're getting these exclusive skins that you're able to sell on the blockchain. They are yours. It's in your pocket. It's not in the company's pocket anymore. It's in your pocket, which is very key. Ultimately, the golden formula of blockchain gaming is relatively straightforward. It revolves around the fast-growing synergies between traditional gamers and advanced NFT-powered in-game economies and their set of tradable assets. Thus, a plethora of blockchain gaming protocols referred to as GameFi by some. So Bigtime, where does Bigtime sit in this, right? However, one entity captivating the imagination of many across multiple industries is Bigtime Studios. Bum, 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 bum. Disclaimer. Bigtime has concluded its sale of space NFTs. Both CoinBureau and the writer have invested in space. Without further ado, let us dive straight into Bigtime's structure, team, in-game economy, NFTs, and see what it's all about. Introducing Bigtime. However, before we do so, a brief introduction to the Bigtime Studios company, as its founding team is constructive, and it will allow for a more in-depth understanding of the studio's ethos and broader long-term objectives, long-tail objectives. Conceptualized in 2020, Decentraland co-founder Ari. Bigtime Studios is a gaming development company formed by industry veterans whose mission is to bring blockchain-based games to a mass audience and mainstream adoption. Rockstar, all-star, hit the home runs. This is the team you want. These guys, they built the team that you want in order to make the perfect game. Whether this game's going to be perfect or not, we don't know, but the chances of it being very successful are very high. So let's continue. To execute on this high-tier goals, Bigtime Studios has recruited an all-star team of game developers from Epic Games, Blizzard, EA, Riot, basically AAA games across the board. They're solid. At its core, Bigtime Studios is a free-to-play multiplayer role-playing game. Players travel through space and time to defend history itself and battle against a mysterious force that is progressively tearing apart the walls of history and time. Players will encounter distorted historical figures, characters, events throughout the game. In addition, they will battle among 6 other warriors to kill monster-like entities, and that might earn them valuable loot as non-fungible tokens. Players will be able to customize their characters with armors and clothes from various time periods. Well, periods in time, but time periods, you know what I mean? Explore ancient mysteries, futuristic civilizations as you battle your way through history. Collect rare and legendary NFT items to decorate your avatar and personal time machine where you can hang out with your friends. So, NFT items to decorate your personal time machine. Very important. Player housing. This is blockchain player housing. To try and open that up a little bit, everybody wants player housing. This is player housing in an MMO on the blockchain. Huge. That's huge news. Bigtime's in-game economy. Time machines, timekeepers, hourglass, forges, space NFTs. So I know what all these are, whether this thing gets into it or not. Maybe it doesn't really. So basically, your time machine is your home portal. That's where you go to your base. You go to your space, right? So you open up the portal. You hop in. Your friends can hop in and join yours. You can have a guild that just allows everyone in all at the same time. It's just a big guild. You can have your own personal one. Blah blah blah. You can allow people to come in, give them specialty permissions, and they can join yours. So it's like a guild or whatever you want to call it. Your timekeepers are the ones that create they're the ones you put in the slots in the space, and they create time for you, they create time for your hourglass. Your hourglass, I believe, is an NFT that fills up by the timekeepers, and when your hourglass fills up, you can go out and grind in the world and collect NFTs. Although the free-to-play version, space will still drop for free-to-play players, which is very important because you still, even going in full free-to-play and not paying a single cent, you still can earn money. Bigtime's machines acts as a personal portal to their own individual in-game metaverse image. So it's your own personal time machine, your own player housing. Space, the Bigtime version of virtual land, is an in-game utility asset. The expansion of players in the time machine. There are 5 different rarities for space. There's rare, epic, legendary, mythic, and exalted. 3 different sizes: small, medium, large. It's an NFT. There's only 600,000. A lot of it can be traded right now on the space, but I think there's only 120,000 roughly that have been given out. So there's still 400,000 NFTs to be found. Space NFTs. Technically speaking, the larger the space, the more capacity it has to install and implement more in-game features, such as timekeeper forges, and there's going to be a lot of other things that they just haven't announced. But basically, a lot of it's going to be like cosmetic upgrades, things like that. Timekeepers are summoned into space NFTs and may be purchased in-game or through the Bigtime marketplace. The primary purpose and utility of timekeepers is to either create the hourglass NFTs or to fill them back up again. So it's creating your hourglass. You have to have the hourglass on your character in order to go out into the world and grind these dungeons or open world, and you get the token that drops and you get the NFTs that drop. So that's how you collect those two. You have to have an hourglass, right? And then your timekeeper that's in your space, he is the one or he or she, they're the ones who fill up your hourglass. So it's like over like an hour. Well, that's just a general example, but the example, like in an hour, it fills up completely, and then you can use it to go do your thing. So basically, it's just you want a whole bunch of these on farm so that you never have any downtime while you're out grinding. Hourglass NFTs are needed within the game to unlock players' ability to collect big-time token and loot drops. Hourglasses will be the only way to acquire the token, as there will not be any pre-sales, IDOs, or token grants in the player development. So the token that drops in the game, as long as you're in the game and you're grinding the token, that goes to your account, and you can sell that token on the open market. So there will be a price, kind of like a stock price, but for this digital currency, whatever this currency is. I wanted it. I hoped that it would stay in the game, but it just makes sense that it would be allowed outside of the game based on how many people are going to be involved in this. This is potentially multi-millions of players all at the same time, so the chances of success when it comes to that just dramatically rises when it comes to the value of these tokens over a longer period of time, and players, that when that many players are spread out, the value of the token goes up. So it really incentivizes players to play the game more, because the more tokens you hold and the more players that join, the more valuable it becomes. That's how these creator economies are going to work. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. Forges constitute a way for players to upgrade their NFTs to increase their rarity. These forges are installed in space NFTs and can be upgraded any NFT based in the game equipment to new or greater levels. But that's definitely not all, because according to the Bigtime team, myriads of other utilities and in-game functions will be added to the space NFT over time and as the game develops. So basically, space, it's your home, and it's the place that's gonna give you access to do the things that you need to do in the game. So the more space you have, the more availability the things are that they're going to be releasing. It's a snowball effect. So you want as much space as you can get, if you can get it, and the more you have, the better off you are. So the value of space is only 600,000. Space NFTs will fundamentally act as a virtual land upgrades that enable players' ability to gather and trade Bigtime's very own token. Okay, we already knew that. Now, Bigtime is designed to be a free-to-play blockchain-based game, which includes a new and more desirable paradigm within the ecosystem compared to the often unattainable and, at times, incredibly cost-restrictive play-to-earn models, spearheaded by games like Axie Infinity, for instance. Of course, players can earn their time machines early on in the game, but space NFTs further unlock unique, experimental gameplay features and utilities such as additional portals, extra rooms, and even specialized crafting areas. Okay. On top of that, space NFTs allow players to expand and personalize their time machines, enabling them to create and architect bespoke and in-game specialized environments intrinsically correlated to their owner's designs, preference, and aesthetic taste, real-world personalities, and achievements. So you can personalize your space. All right, in parallel with its built-in aesthetic value, space add-ons furthermore allow for the exploration for new worlds and historical domains, the opportunity to battle against enemies from other dimensions, and importantly, the ability to collect the Bigtime token during gameplay, as well as limited edition NFTs in the forms of loot. Inherently, space NFTs possess both in-game economic and cosmetic value. This is primarily because, firstly, space enables the player to benefit from a more sophisticated and consumable gaming experience by upgrading their time machine. Secondly, space ensures the ideation of a utility-rich in-game economy, enhancing a player's ability to acquire assets throughout their gameplay, which they can subsequently trade for real-world economic value outside the native platform, for effectively cross-chain assets or via the Bigtime marketplace. So basically, as the NFTs drop, whether that's space or loot for your gear or your weapon, you will be able to sell those either on the Bigtime marketplace or through like OpenSea or the GameStop marketplace that's coming, possibly Immutable X, on these layer 2 chains that are coming out, that are being mass adopted as we speak, and they're really starting to grow. That's where we're going to be able to buy these things or sell them as you're finding them. That's what I'm going for. Technically speaking, via the vault, players will be able to store in-game items in an off-chain custody system designed and patented by the studio. This essentially equates to a private database where both NFTs and regular items coexist, enabling players to bring an asset from off-chain to on-chain at any point in time, which you can imagine can prove to be a valuable proposition as it pertains to the adoption of NFT technology and AAA gaming protocols. In the long term, Melich has also noted that if sufficient demand for Bigtime materializes, the studio will architect new ways for players to withdraw their assets and move them to any desired blockchain, potentially implying that Bigtime space in-game NFTs could very well turn cross-chain in the near future. And that's innovation. That's huge innovation. It's crazy. Blockchain-based gaming currently represents one of the most roaring and promising ventures in the digital asset realm. Given its expected growth trajectory over the next few years, its future potential quickly, or quite frankly, remains untapped. This is very true, and the reason you can say that is like Axie Infinity alone. It's an absolute trash tier game, but the way that it's built, and if that was implemented in a bigger scale, which is what Bigtime's doing, the success of that will be very, very large. With this newly rediscovered match and symbiotic relationship between DeFi, NFTs, and gaming, the proposition of blockchain-powered gaming project seems to have taken on the markets by storm in the last year, ushering in an entirely new set of financial paradigms and investment thesis revolving around metaverse worlds and interactive gameplay. But one project that has garnered extensive amounts of attention as of late is the one and only Bigtime Studios. At present, Bigtime is yet to be a fully operational gaming protocol, which suggests that we're inevitably still relatively early in measuring its overall success. Yeah, we're at like the 6 to 8% ready mark. Yeah, we're very, very early in this. Obviously skeptical because the game, there's like no gameplay footage yet. And there's this huge, huge demand for it. Every time they've released something recently over the last, since December basically, the December drop, their website, they took down the Polygon network, the entire Polygon network with people trying to buy NFTs because they crashed the site. Their website itself crashed several times. It's just the demand behind this and the FOMO, the fear of missing out. These are the things that are going to set this game apart from other games, is that it's already a huge hit, and it hasn't released yet. Like there's not even gameplay footage. There's very, very little gameplay footage. Like there's nothing yet that suggests that this game is going to be a AAA game. Obviously, you look at the quality of the game; it's beautifully done. The colors are absolutely stunning. The art style is great, and it's just going to get better as these NFTs drop and we find out what the game is becoming, and let these the artistic vision of these developers really shine, because these guys have created some really baller stuff in the past, all of them. So in order for that to be successful in the future, it's just a matter of the attention needs to be there, and the game needs to be released. So we're waiting for the announcement for the gold pass, and then the gold has access. The 1,000 gold members have access for 1 month, and then for the next 3 weeks it's gold and silver, and then for the 2 weeks after that it's gold, silver, jade, and then the last week after that is for ruby. There's talk and potential that that the VIP time could extend beyond that, but it's not for certain yet. But this game will be free to play, and when it's free to play, you will still be able to earn space in the game. So as you're grinding the game, a space will drop for you. It'll be on your account, and you can sell that for real world money. And when you do that, you get paid money to play a video game. Follow me, subscribe, do whatever you got to do, interact, put my notifications on, like anything. It all helps out. It's all algorithm based, so just be part of it, interact with it, and you get more content. I can't wait for this game to come out. I have the silver pass. I'll be grinding the shit out of it, and we'll see what this brings. We'll see where it goes. Anyway, peace.